Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Here's a deep dive into the cross-metric correlation of customer churn rate with other key contact center KPIs. Let's talk about one of the most sensitive levers affecting churn, service level, or SL. Correlation. When service levels drop, for example, if less than 70% of calls are answered within 20 seconds, customers are forced to wait longer. And longer waits mean growing frustration. That frustration often translates directly into higher churn. Insight. Even a small dip in SL can have a big impact. A drop from 80% to 70% may not seem huge on paper, but in competitive industries like telecom or banking, it can trigger a noticeable spike in churn. Customers have options, and they don't wait around. In short, SL isn't just an operational KPI. It's a retention driver. Protecting service levels means protecting customer trust. Now, let's focus on another critical driver of customer experience, average wait time and queue time. Correlation. When customers are stuck in queues for too long, frustration builds. Longer queue times directly increase abandonment rates and dissatisfaction, and as frustration grows, so does the probability of churn. Example. Consider this, if average wait time climbs from just 60 seconds to 180 seconds, abandonment rates can double, and churn risk rises sharply. In today's competitive environment, customers simply won't wait around, they'll move on. In short, every extra second in the queue isn't just a number, it's a potential customer lost. Reducing wait time is one of the most immediate and powerful ways to protect loyalty. Let's talk about a powerful leading indicator of churn, abandonment rate. Correlation. Every abandoned call represents an unresolved issue. When customers hang up before reaching an agent, it often means their problem isn't solved, and unresolved issues are one of the fastest paths to churn. Insight. When abandonment rates cross 10%, it's more than just an operational red flag. It's often a clear signal of rising churn risk, especially if customers don't call back. In service-driven contact centers, abandonment is an early warning sign and a critical one. In short, abandoned calls aren't just missed opportunities, they're potential lost customers. Controlling abandonment means protecting loyalty. Let's look at one of the strongest retention levers in any contact center, first call resolution, or FCR. Correlation. When FCR is low, customers are forced to call again and again. Repeated contacts don't just waste time, they fuel frustration. And frustrated customers are far more likely to churn. Example. Raising FCR from 70% to 85% and dramatically reduce repeat calls and lower churn rates. When customers get their issue resolved the first time, it builds trust, satisfaction, and loyalty. In short, improving FCR isn't just about efficiency, it's about keeping customers. One successful interaction can be the difference between a loyal customer and a lost one. Let's break down a key performance metric that sits right at the intersection of efficiency and customer experience, average handle time, or AHT. Correlation. When AHT is too high, it usually means long, inefficient interactions. Customers get tired of waiting and repeating themselves, and frustration drives churn. But when AHT is too low, it often means rushed conversations and unresolved issues, which also lead to churn. Insight. The real power of AHT lies in balance. Efficient but thorough interactions, where customers feel heard and issues are resolved, are the foundation of strong retention. In short, AHT isn't about being fast or slow, it's about being smart. The right balance keeps service smooth, customers happy, and churn under control. Let's talk about one of the clearest indicators of customer loyalty, customer satisfaction, or CSAT. Correlation. CSAT has a direct negative correlation with churn. When satisfaction scores drop, churn almost always rises. Unhappy customers don't just give low ratings, they leave. Example. A decline in CSAT from 85% to 75% may seem small on paper, but it can correlate with churn increasing by 2 to 3%. And in high-volume environments, that small percentage can mean thousands of customers lost. In short, CSAT isn't just a survey score. It's a retention signal. Protecting CSAT means protecting customer trust and your customer base. Let's talk about one of the most powerful indicators of customer loyalty, Net Promoter Score, or NPS. Correlation. Customers who score between 0 and 6, the detractors, are 3 to 5 times more likely to churn than promoters. These are customers who are not just unhappy, they're at high risk of leaving. Insight. When we map churn data against NPS segments, the overlap is crystal clear. The highest churn segments almost always align with the lowest NPS scores. This makes NPS a critical early warning system for churn. In short, NPS isn't just about brand perception, it's a predictive retention signal. Fewer detractors mean lower churn and stronger customer loyalty. Let's explore a powerful churn predictor that often flies under the radar, Customer Effort Score, or CES. Correlation. When customers have to make multiple contacts, repeat information, or face repeated escalations, their effort goes up, and so does their likelihood to churn. High effort means a poor experience, no matter how good the resolution might be. Example. If CES moves from 2.0, which reflects a low-effort experience, to 4.0, indicating high effort, churn rates almost always spike. Customers don't just want their issues solved, they want it to be easy. In short, CES is a direct measure of how hard customers have to work to do business with you. Lowering effort doesn't just improve satisfaction, it protects retention. Let's talk about how agent metrics directly influence customer churn. Correlation, high agent attrition. When attrition is high, more interactions are handled by new or inexperienced agents. This often leads to inconsistent service quality, lower customer confidence, and ultimately, higher churn. Correlation, high occupancy. When occupancy levels rise above 85%, agents are constantly under pressure. Over time, that pressure leads to burnout, and burnout means lower empathy, more errors, and weaker connection with customers. All of which can push churn upward. Correlation, lack of coaching. When coaching and performance management are weak, agents don't grow. Service quality plateaus, customer trust erodes, and churn risk increases. In short, agent metrics aren't just operational indicators, they're retention levers. Healthy occupancy, low attrition, and strong coaching build confident agents and loyal customers. Let's look at how financial metrics, especially cost per call and cost to serve, influence churn. Correlation. When organizations aggressively cut cost per call, it can lead to unintended consequences like reduced training, leaner staffing, or lower service levels. While costs may drop in the short term, customer experience suffers, and churn often rises as a result. Insight. The real opportunity lies in finding the right balance. Even a small increase in short-term costs, if it leads to lower churn, can deliver much higher ROI over time. Retaining customers is almost always more profitable than replacing them. In short, cutting costs too hard can cost more in the long run. Smart investment in service protects both customer loyalty and financial performance. Let's talk about an increasingly powerful churn driver, brand and social metrics. Correlation, negative reviews and social complaints. When customers share negative experiences publicly, it's more than just feedback, it's often an early churn signal. Dissatisfied customers rarely stay silent, and unresolved public complaints often mean they're already halfway out the door. Correlation, viral complaints. When these complaints gain traction, through shares, likes, or retweets, they don't just affect one customer. They influence many undecided customers, amplifying churn and eroding trust in the brand. In short, social media isn't just a channel, it's a real-time churn barometer. Addressing negative signals quickly can turn potential losses into opportunities to rebuild trust. In summary, customer churn rate is not an isolated metric. It's the end result, the outcome of strengths or weaknesses across multiple KPIs. Metrics like service level, first call resolution, and customer satisfaction act as early warning signals. When these indicators trend downward together, churn doesn't just rise, it accelerates. But when they're aligned and performing well, churn can be controlled and even reduced proactively. That's why the smartest retention strategies don't just track churn at the end of the journey, they monitor and act on the signals upstream, where the story really begins. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.